Hey guys, welcome back to Japan's Frequently Asked Questions. I say that every time. I hope you don't get sick of it. Alright, our first question today. What are the drinking laws in Japan? Well, I've talked a little bit about drinking before. I had that whole episode on beer and sake and stuff like that. But I guess I didn't really go deep into what the different drinking laws are. Pretty much the drinking age in Japan is 20 years old. You'll see signs on many konbinis and other alcohol stores that will say you can't buy alcohol unless you're 20 years old. Do they enforce that? Not so strictly. I know 7-Eleven, we have 7-Eleven out here. 7-Eleven enforces that pretty good. I've seen them actually ID people before. And there's another store called Don Quixote. They've actually ID'd me before, and I think I look at least 20 years old. If not, thank you for the compliment. And another strange thing, this is pretty crazy. In Japan, if you're driving in a car, okay, the driver cannot drink, which makes sense. But if you're a passenger, you're allowed to have an open beverage and be drinking in Japan. Pretty crazy, huh? Now, as for open can laws and open bottle laws, you know, where can you drink? Anywhere, pretty much. Anywhere. You can be on the train drinking alcohol. You can be walking down the street drinking alcohol. You know, you see people drinking alcohol anywhere they want because there is no open can, open bottle laws. So pretty much as long as you're not being a total freak or so drunk out of your mind that you're causing havoc, you can drink wherever you want. Now, bringing a beverage into a store or something like that is kind of frowned upon because, you know, you don't really want to bring an open beverage into a store for obvious reasons. Also, some other places aren't too excited if you're bringing alcohol in because a lot of them assume, sadly they assume if you're gaijin, you might already be drunk, like wasted out of your head. So, you know, be careful of that too. As for public intoxication, is it okay to be intoxicated in public? Pretty much as long as you're not really bothering anyone, no one will really care. Even the police won't bother you. I mean, unless you're, you know, so belligerent that you're attacking people, no one's really going to care. I mean, you could be stumbling home, almost crawling home. I've seen people do this, and people just ignore it. They don't care. It's no big deal, especially the deeper you get into the city, the more you see that. Sadly, I've seen quite a few people throw up in the street, stumble home, look like they're barely going to make it. One time I saw a girl get out of a taxi, and she was so wasted, she just slammed onto the floor. I mean, she just couldn't stand up at all. And some people tried to help her a little bit, actually. People felt pretty bad for her, but she was so drunk she shoved them off. And, I mean, this girl, like, crawled. She didn't even make it home. I saw her crawl into a hotel, and the staff put her up. They took pity on her. So, public intoxication, not a big deal. Okay, what's our next question here? Celebrity scandals. Oh, let's see. I've got a name on this one. UL Rock 777 wrote, Scott, are there any celebrity scandals in Japan like there are in America? That's a good question. Yes, there definitely are. There's actually been quite a few. Recently, the most recent one, there was an actor here in Japan, and he was arrested for having a huge amount of MDMA on him. Which I'm sure you know is ecstasy, but could be something else. I don't know. I'm not an expert on drugs. Yeah, that was a recent thing. Recently there was another female star found naked and dead in her apartment. So, that's pretty big. There was another woman actress arrested recently for drugs too. And unfortunately I don't know all their names. I don't really keep up too much with Japanese celebrities. Here's another little crazy fact. Hallucinogenic mushrooms used to be legal in Japan, and they outlawed them not too many years ago, actually. It's not been that long. And there was a famous musician who was found still using them. He still had a huge supply on them, and he got arrested for that, and he actually ruined his whole career because of hallucinogenic mushrooms that they used to sell just at stores and stuff in Japan. Pretty crazy, huh? Pretty crazy. There's a lot of cheating that happens in Japan. A lot of movie stars cheat on each other. That's quite common. quite common for men to cheat on their wives as far as movie stars in Japan. Now, I'm not saying Japanese people in general do that. That's not that common. But for the most part, yeah, I see a lot of cheating go on with husbands and wives in Japan. It's pretty crazy as far as movie stars go. So, yeah, pretty much just the same as America as far as scandals and stuff like that. I guess no one's left innocent when it comes to the Hollywood scene. All right, last one. Oh, a lot of people have been asking me, Scott, you didn't answer my email or my comment. Why not? You know, I try to answer everything. I don't know if you look at my response to comments, but I answer almost every single comment people make, unless it's just, you know, rhetorical or redundant, or, you know, it's been asked a million times already. I try to answer almost everything people send me. Now, recently, I don't know if you've had this problem, but my email on YouTube has been absolutely F to hell. Okay, I mean, it's been totally screwed up. And, you know, ghost emails appear in there, or then I click on it and read it and it says it's still there, or then just the other day, I went to my email and it said I had 41 emails. And I said, what? 41? Who would email me this much? I looked in there, and somehow all my old emails had become unread again. And it looked like I had all brand new emails. So I had to go through and click every single one so my mailbox didn't say 41. And then I've reported multiple problems to YouTube, but it doesn't ever really seem to get fixed. I don't know what kind of issue they're having with their email, but I hope in the future it's fixed. So, during that time, you may have sent me an email, and through all this confusion with that system, I may not have answered it. If I have not answered your email, please send it again. I almost answer every email I get. So feel free to send it again. I promise I will try to answer it. And if you've left a comment and I haven't answered it, maybe try to send it as an email. That's my only suggestion, because, I mean, I get a lot of comments, and it's easy for me to skip over one or two. Also, sometimes comments never show up in my inbox either. Many times that actually happens. People will make comments, and I actually have to check the video again later to see if there's extra comments that just never showed up in my inbox. So I'm sorry about missing that, but YouTube has a horrible system for that. It just doesn't work very efficiently. So send me a message again. I will try my best to answer it. I hope you enjoyed this fact. I will see you next time.